The potential consequences of a power cut from Canada to the US are far-reaching and severe. Today we're diving into a heated trade war that's sparking some serious power struggles between Canada and the United States. Buckle up because this one's gonna get intense. So here's the scoop. The US slapped a 25% tariff on Canadian goods. In response, Ontario Premier Doug Ford fired back by announcing a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to Michigan, Minnesota and New York. Sounds small? Think again. This move could cost US families and businesses up to $400 per day. That's an extra $100 on monthly bills for hardworking Americans. Canada's electricity exports impact around 1.5 million US homes. Ontario alone sells about $700 million worth of electricity annually to the US. Imagine this. 93% of US electricity imports came from Canada in 2020. With 22 states importing power from our northern neighbours, we're talking about a lot of juice here. Now, if Canada pulls the plug entirely, we could see major price surges and even shortages. Cities most reliant on Canadian electricity, like Buffalo, Rochester and Seattle, would be hit the hardest, especially during peak electricity seasons. Ontario's Energy Minister, Stephen Leckay, warned that the surcharge's impact would reverberate across the US grid. Think of this like a ripple effect traveling down the eastern I-95 corridor, where states share electricity. Doug Ford didn't mince words. He threatened to cut off power entirely if the US escalates tariffs, even saying he'd do it with a smile on his face. On the flip side, President Trump accused Canada of being a tariff abuser and insisted the US doesn't need Canadian goods or energy. So what are the consequences? If things escalate, both countries could face significant economic damage. The US might see this as a national security issue, and Canada could risk falling into recession. The big question, could the US really afford to lose Canadian electricity, with states like Minnesota, Vermont and Washington heavily dependent on Canadian power? It's a potential crisis in the making. All right, folks, that's the rundown on this electrifying issue. What do you think? Could the US survive without Canadian electricity? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into today's most pressing issues. Catch you in the next one. Peace.